Skyrim is nearly 13 years old, and memes about its constant re-releases and the seemingly never-ending wait for the next installment in the Elder Scrolls are constant. But memes aside, Skyrim is an exceptional game. Its detailed and enormous world has led to a lot of intrigue about the mysteries within it. Naturally, over the last nearly 13 years now, these strange cases have been pored over excessively by the community, some solved and some left unanswered. My goal is to bring light to some of the lesser known mysteries of Skyrim and also solve them, so only mysteries that I have a fairly good idea of what the answer is will be presented. I won't have been the first person to come to the same conclusions, of course, but in general the answers are usually not discussed as often as other Skyrim mysteries. As for my sources, I've tried to rely exclusively on first-hand information within the game, but for certain conversations that would have been incredibly tedious to record in-game, I have relied on the USEP or unofficial Elder Scrolls pages for that. Starting off, we arrive in a familiar place, Whiterun, being prevalent throughout the main quest line and likely the first city a player will encounter in-game. And Dragon's Reach is no exception to this familiarity. However, right outside the grand doors to this castle, and underneath the bridge leading to it, lies a skeleton. This skeleton has been noticed by the community, and countless theories have sprung up on the identity of this enigmatic corpse. One common theory is that it's the dead wife of Whiterun's Jarl, Balgruuf the Greater. This is due to his ownership of the Daedric artifact, the Ebony Blade, associated with betrayal, and his son Nilkir claiming to have a different mother from his siblings. This theory has no substantial evidence beyond just speculation. A theory that I strongly believe is the intent by the developers is that it is a specific man, Christoph Bartlett. If you head to Whiterun's local tavern, the Bannered Mare, the Drunken Huntsman is neat, but it's not a real tavern. Sorry guys. At the table of Uthgard the Unbroken, there lies a letter from Maven Blackbriar addressed to a man named Christoph Bartlett. It reads as follows. Christoph, upon reading your letter last night, I was deeply touched. You're right, I was angry, but now I realize my anger was misplaced. It's time to leave our disagreements in the past and rekindle our friendship. I'll be sending someone to fetch you to Riften. I wish to avoid a scene, so he'll be calling at night. Make sure you pack all your belongings securely, as the journey could be rather treacherous. Maven Blackbriar. This letter immediately raises suspicion. I don't really need to explain why a late-night meeting with someone sent by Maven Blackbriar connects itself to criminal activity, given Maven is well known for connections with both the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood. While not definitive evidence on its own, this is still incredibly suspicious. To investigate further, we then head to Riften and then to Blackbriar Manor. There we head up to Maven's bedchambers, which that's a sentence I could have said. There we can find a letter from Christoph to Maven. It reads as follows. Dearest Maven, after our disagreement a fortnight ago, in my script I wrote hit a gritty, but I'm not sure I'm supposed to even represent that. I feared that business had finally gotten the best of our friendship. Since I have yet to receive a reply to my last letter, it seems my suspicions are correct. I realize my mistake has cost you a lot, and all I hope to do is make amends. I'll be staying at the Bannered Mare in Whiterun, should you wish to speak with me. Regards, Christoph Bartlett. This letter shows that Maven had a disagreement with a former business partner who had slighted her in some way. Then an agent sent by Maven almost certainly murdered him in the dead of night. I think that dumping the body underneath the bridge makes sense, given how hard it is to view the skeleton. As for who Maven sent, a locked room in her basement gives a clue. In this room we can find the Black Sacrament, the ritual to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Here we can find a note to Astrid, the current leader of the Dark Brotherhood, from Maven. Astrid, I thought your people were supposed to be reliable. I performed the Black Sacrament. I paid the proper penance, and I've waited patiently for results. If you can't handle a simple assassination, I'll find someone else who can. I want this contract handled, and I want it handled immediately. Maven Blackbriar. From this letter, we can figure out that Maven attempted to hire the Dark Brotherhood to kill someone. That has taken longer than she expected. We're unsure of who she was targeting, though it isn't guaranteed to be related to Kristoff. It would fit incredibly well for the situation. And I'm also unsure whether the Dark Brotherhood or someone else got the kill, but it would make a lot of sense for the Dark Brotherhood to have been the ones responsible for Kristoff's death. Another tangentially related detail is Lilith Maidenloom, a woman living in Whiterun who claims to be an old friend of Maven's. I don't think this is related, but it is interesting. As an aside, Whiterun isn't the only city in Skyrim with unexplained aquatic skeletons. We can find 2 in Markarth, though the Forsworn takeover and following executions explain the bodies fairly easily. Unexplained, however, is this man in a cage. A Nord, so certainly not a Forsworn, though I suppose he was just a criminal executed, but we can never really know for that one. Moving on to our next mystery, we come to the Orcish stronghold of Narzlbur. Somewhere I don't imagine many players take any particular note of. Talking to the Orc chief there, Chief Mahulek, reveals a tragic history.
Come to purchase ebony? Our gloom-bound mine runs thick with black veins. Until the blessings of the mine have been many, but I have no mate to share them. Fight well. Been married many times, but the gods keep taking them from me.
As mentioned, his wives have been mysteriously dying. A gravesite nearby confirms this. We can talk to his daughter Urag for her thoughts on the matter.
My brother keeps trying to spin these fantasies to me about my aunts and our father. He's crazy. Yatul's been teaching me to hunt. I'm still learning, but she's the best teacher I could have. Sometimes I wonder if my aunts are right about my father. He does seem weak.
Not overly informative, but we do learn about Mahulek's aunts, Bolar and Yoltul. Bolar is an alchemist and has a small potion shop, while Yoltul is a hunter who patrols the walls. Talking to Mahulek's son, Dushnamab, about it reveals more. It seems Bolar and Yoltul have a strange relationship with their nephew. Exploring more closely, we can find a locked cellar owned by Mahulek containing shelves of ale. I'd say it's a fair assumption that the loss of his wives has led him to drinking away the sorrow. But for more information, we talk to Bolar and Yoltul.
Orc chiefs should be strong and stand alone. They need no companions. Progeny is a poor excuse. I know I sound abrasive. Just that I love Mahulak so much I want us to be happy together. Need something? Need something?
This is something. Yoltul and Bolar clearly have a unique relationship with Mahulek and towards him getting married. 2 locked huts nearby can be found in Narsilbur. One close to where Bolar's potion shop is contains ebony from the Stronghold's mine. Given ebony's rarity and value, locking it away does make a lot of sense. The other hut, far away from anything else within the Stronghold, contains potions, most of which are poisons. Potions on their own aren't inherently suspicious, not even poisons, but given they're locked away and are separate from Bolar's usual supply, is insanely suspect. Now we have a solid idea of what's going on. Bolar and O'Toole, out of a desire for power and likely to carry on an incestuous relationship, have been murdering Mahulek's wives. There are further conversations supporting this, and actually just downright confirming it, but I was unable to get them to trigger in game due to Bolar and O'Toole's schedules not having them be in the same area. USEP, however, has them listed, so I'll share pictures of the wiki. These conversations outright confirm O'Toole and Bolar's guilt as true monsters, abusing their nephew and murdering so many orcish women. And, well, it lays the mystery to rest. Oh, wait, wrong Skyrim quest. Anyways, the best course of action is to kill these monsters for their utterly disturbed actions. One of the most disturbing things that you can stumble upon in Skyrim. Now for the third and final mystery, which is more like 2. It's the events leading to the start of the game and Ulfric's capture near Darkwater Crossing. So, for anyone who's found the small mining town, you might know it's odd that Ulfric was captured there. After all, it's situated in Eastmarch, firmly within Ulfric's territory. The question, then, is how was Ulfric captured? Well, there are 2 paths General Tullius could have taken to get there. One is through Whiterun, and past the Voltime Towers. But given Whiterun's neutrality and Balgruuf's unawareness about Ulfric's capture at the start of the game, alongside other details, make me feel as if that path doesn't make sense. The other way, which I feel makes more sense, is going the other way around the throat of the world. The reasons include the way you're headed at the start of the game matches that, which implies that you were in that direction. The fact that you and Lokir were both trying to cross the border when you were caught, and that path's proximity to the border with Cyrodiil in the form of the Pale Pass, I believe the Dragonborn and Lokir were both caught near the Pale Pass as Tullius was returning to Helgen. I also imagine there were Stormcloaks that scattered then fled, given how both you and Lokir were mistaken for them. So, what must have happened is that Tullius, from Helgen, led a daring raid deep into Stormcloak territory to capture Ulfric, likely relying on intel on his movements. A short battle was fought where an outnumbered Ulfric surrendered, but some of his men fled, leading to the Dragonborn's capture. This leads to the next part of the mystery. Who is the Dragonborn? Well, obviously it's left up to the player, but there do seem to be a few somewhat defined details. Firstly, it seems you come from Cyrodiil. Dialogue with Ralof and Hadvar mention you being from the Imperial Province.
Peoples and history.
Dialogue with Legate
So
Bassadil also likely has the player
Skyrim,
refer to Cyrodiil as their home.
been.
Combined with the start of the game, it shows that the Dragonborn at least lived in Cyrodiil for a significant amount of time before the events of Skyrim. In fact, even a Nord player is referred to as a foreigner by Gomlar, lieutenant to Ulfric's Stormcloak.
But first, tell me, why does a foreigner want to fight for Skyrim? Fair enough.
Another detail we can investigate is the Dragonborn's family. Dialogue in Sidna Mine shows that the Dragonborn at least seems to have known their family, though later DLC dialogue of Serana lets you say that you grew up alone, so this information is debatable. There really isn't much else to say about the Dragonborn's potential family. What I feel isn't debatable is that the Dragonborn has some amount of experience with magic. You start with the ability to cast 2 spells, Flame and Healing. Simple ones, but certainly a cut above the average farmer. Another
have guessed
detail
as much.
supporting this is that you
Your
can
kind
ask
sticks to that
literally
college in
any
Winterhold,
innkeeper in
as well they
Skyrim
should.
about where you can learn
You'd never
magic.
think to learn from a Nord
Obviously,
like the
this is
Jarl's
likely a
wizard.
game mechanic to help mage characters, but it does imply the Dragonborn is
Need
at least
anything
somewhat
else?
interested
Just
in the
let me
arcane
know.
arts. Overall, we have a small amount of information about the Dragonborn, which makes sense given it's a character meant to be the player, and it's your own decision what your backstory is. Overall, Skyrim is a game with many mysteries, some with a planned answer, and some without. And certainly I'm not the first, and I won't be the last to try to shed some light on a few of them. Such is the world of Tamriel.